Hello everyone, just briefly talking about this topic that I covered last week, whereby 600 million Ethereum and USDC was compromised from the Ronin Network, essentially stolen by a hacker. They managed to take control of 5 out of 9 of the network nodes. The nodes were hosted by Sky Mavis and one was hosted by the Sky DAO. Now, what that meant was if you hold 5 out of 9 of the nodes, these nodes, they're essentially servers that validate all the transactions that take place on the Ronin Network. The Ronin Network is essentially a clone of the Ethereum system designed to run alongside Ethereum and be able to transact Ethereum backwards and forwards. When it's on the Ronin system, it's called wrapped Ethereum. When it's over in Ethereum, it's obviously called Ethereum. And in this instance, Ronin Network runs significantly quicker because it has less validators. Over in Ethereum, it's a slower network because you have millions of people validating the network through the process of graphics card mining called proof of work. Whereas over in the Ronin Network, they're using a proof of stake sort of system, but I don't think they have to stake it essentially. They've just got nodes that are validating the system. So proof of server. Now they've put out a release 13 hours ago just to state that they've brought on new companies to host some of these nodes to decentralize their system. The hacker was able to attack Sky Mavis and get all the passwords to their nodes to compromise the network. If you have more than 50% control of the network, then you can make whatever transactions you want, and you can give them the thumbs up. That's how they stole 600 million, completely drained the Ethereum wallet, the USDC wallet of the Sky Mavis company. And this is to further decentralize that. So multiple partners have come in. Now, my concern is, sure, they've improved the future security of the network and apparently also put in some code implementations. However, that isn't going to be addressing what is going to take place with the funds that have already been stolen. They've spoken about 2 methods of recourse, I believe, so far, and that's that they have the federal government involved, or some form of government, and I'm not sure exactly which governments they've got involved. That nonetheless, there's people investigating whether it's public government or whether it's private cryptocurrency specialists. There's been the topic and the notion that they're going to get the money back because they're withdrawing through centralized exchanges. There's the notion of it's tracked, it's all public. What I was suspicious of a week ago is that there would potentially be services that would allow the hacker to obfuscate their funds, hide their funds, conceal their funds, transfer from account A to account B and have it not being traceable. There's already blockchains that exist like Monero, Zcash, Horizon, quite a few chains that are privacy protocols. So the hacker was able to get their Ethereum over to those networks through some sort of a chain link, interoperability between the networks through a decentralized system. Then they would be able to obfuscate, hide their funds, wash their funds in those privacy networks. Excuse my video, I'm not sure what's going on with my feeds. And further on from that, I did have comments about Tornado Cash, and that's something that I'd come across through all my contacts. Apparently, Tornado Cash is actually within the Ethereum ecosystem. So without even having to get Ethereum out into another alternative cryptocurrency, they can actually wash the money within Ethereum. So Tornado Cash is a service which allows you to deposit money, and when you deposit money into the smart contract has logic to return your password. You hold on to that password, and at any point in time in the future, you can withdraw using that password and you can designate where you wish to withdraw it to. Now, there is no link between the depositing wallet and the withdrawing wallet. When you deposit, it goes into a pool of Ethereum. Presently, there is over, let's see if we can find the statistic, 170,000 Ethereum in the pool. So there's a lot of Ethereum sitting in there presently. And this is what's interesting. The hacker has actually started to now engage over the last 48 hours with this contract. So they've sent $15 million, 5,000 approximate Ethereum into Tornado Cash. And that means they can just park it in there forever. And at any point in time in the future, they can just decide to withdraw 100 Ethereum, 100 Ethereum, 100 Ethereum. And there's no way for anyone to know whether it is the hacker that is withdrawing from the pool or whether it's someone else. So essentially that means that they're going to have to follow every single wallet that is being withdrawn from the Tornado Cash system. And it's going to get even more confusing because the hacker could essentially just keep depositing into Tornado Cash, depositing into the 0.1 Ethereum, the 1 Ethereum, the 10 Ethereum. Does that mean then you have to follow all of these deposits? So there's been, if you look at each of these amounts, so 20,000 0.1 Ethereum amounts has been deposited, 40,000 1 Ethereum, 36,000 10 Ethereum, 23,000 100 Ethereum. And then potentially, once you withdraw from this, what's stopping them from depositing to another service that's similar to Tornado Cash, which does the same sort of idea? I'm imagining that it's going to be very, very difficult to trace the funds of this hacker. I don't believe they're going to find it unless he's tripped up somewhere and they've managed to IP trace him through using these services or something along those lines. Now, going on from that, my concern is now Ronin is going to, Sky Mavis made Ronin, they're going to need to reimburse everybody that's lost this money. The money was the players of the game who'd brought Ethereum over to the ecosystem, and it's their Ethereum. So Ronin, Sky Mavis now needs to refund the customers. The question is, if they're not insured, and they haven't been speaking about being insured, if they're not insured, they need to either use their cash, their Ethereum, and if they don't have enough cash and they don't have enough Ethereum to reimburse 600 million, they need to sell off their AXS, SLP, and Ronin. And that's going to have a significant supply crash. Oh yeah, and lastly, the concern I was going to have is that if Sky Mavis doesn't start to liquidate their AXS, SLP, and Ronin now, if they have to reimburse the customers in the future because they don't have insurance and if they don't get their money back, they are currently exposed to what's called exchange risk. Imagine if Ethereum went up 10 times in value and that 176,000 on Ethereum or thereabouts, if that needs to be replaced and Ethereum's value goes up 5x, it means the bill that Sky Mavis needs to refund now is $3 billion because they still need to replace the exact same amount of Ethereum. Furthermore, if the AXS currency, SLP currency, if that crashes in value and that's their main holdings, then they're going to have less money to be able to reimburse everybody. I still see this as being a huge risk. If things don't go right, I could see the Axie currency, and I'm not being a bear here, I'm being very serious. I could see the valuation plummeting significantly. Could be tenfold. Reason being is it's quite commonly known that all it takes is within the Bitcoin space, if someone had 10% of all the Bitcoin currency, they could crash Bitcoin from current valuation of $45,000 all the way down to $2,000 if they sold 10% of supply in a very short window. Axie Infinity will either have to sell over a long period of time and slowly reimburse everyone, or if they do it crazily and just dump it all at once, we might see a massive shortfall in the currency. Anyway, not shortfall, a massive price slump in the currency. But look, we'll see what happens. We'll keep checking in on the weekly, and fingers crossed it works out for everybody, that Sky Mavis manages to continue on and that players can get their funds back. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for your time.